Let me just tell you briefly, men, why we're in option football. Again, there's not many option teams left in college football. And what I want to give you is the reasons initially why we went to the option. I think that option football has given us the opportunity to run football against the best teams on our schedule. When I got to Syracuse in 1985, the team that we had to beat was Penn State. Syracuse had not beat Penn State at that time in 10 years. And most especially, they hadn't been able to run the ball against Penn State. Syracuse at that time did not have the size, speed, strength up front that Penn State had. We went in there with an option offense, and we had a chance in the next 4 years to beat Penn State 3 times. So, against better people. And I think option football gives you the opportunity to run the ball against better people, against the best teams on our schedule. We play Miami. We're playing Oklahoma next year. We played Florida, Florida State. So we've been able to run the ball against the best teams on our schedule with the option. Now, the thing that we think is important is we want the defense to play assignment football. That's the greatest thing about option football. On defense, they've got to assign somebody to the quarterback. They've got to assign somebody to the pitch. They've got to assign somebody to the dive. And when you play Syracuse, they got to assign somebody to the pass on both sides of the formation. So you have just tied up 8 of 11 players in assignment football. So those guys just can't find the ball and go run to the ball. And I think that has been the biggest thing that we have gotten out of option football. We have taken these great defenses and we have made them more controlled, more disciplined. And, it's unbelievable what we've been able to do running the ball in non-option plays, like the isolation, the lead draw, because the defense just can't run to the ball. And I think that's really been a big plus for us. This is amazing, man, and this is the thing that I urge you to take a good look at. And I don't know if we'll have time for it today. I hope we do. Our pass offense has improved dramatically since option football has been put in at Syracuse. Our play-action passes off the option are unbelievable. We've had years with our play-action passes off the freeze option to the split end side. We've been 21 for 24. To the tight end side, we've been 16 to 22 in the same year. Our quarterbacks have ranked since 1985. The worst our Syracuse quarterbacks have been out of 110 quarterbacks in Division I-A football has been 16th. Okay? So we have had tremendous pass offense. And the reason we do is the defenses that are designed to play the option are really good to throw against. They're going to play in a zone. They got to roll up the corner to the split end side, so you're going to get a 2 deep structure most of the time. If they play in 3 deep, they can't stop the option pass. Cannot stop it. So they got to play in 2 deep to get another man to the formation side. Now, once they do that and they're in 2 deep, they're in soft zones, and you can attack the zone. The other thing they're going to try to do is they're going to try to blitz. They're going to try to take the strong safety and blitz them. And when they do that, they're opening themselves up for obviously the big post ball or the big streak for a touchdown. So this is the thing that all fits together because they're defending the option, and that's really helped our pass offense. Now, it puts the ball in the hands of the quarterback. It puts the ball in the hands of the quarterback. We want that. Now, some guys want to take, they don't want the quarterback to get hurt. We're just the opposite. When the game's on the line, we want the quarterback to have the ball and make the decision to help us win the game. So option football allows us to do that. Okay? When the game's on the line, our quarterback's the guy who's going to make the decision to win the game. The big thing is you can win and move the ball with committed offensive linemen who are not the most talented. Okay, that's a nice way of saying your offensive linemen don't have to be real good or as good as your opponent because you're not blocking everybody. You're optional. Okay, you're going to option. We played Auburn in 1987 in the Sugar Bowl, and they had a guy named Andre Bruce. I don't know if you remember him from Auburn. Andre Bruce was 6'5", 280 pounds. 255 pounds, basketball player, first place player taken in the draft. All that kid all day was do this. He feathered the quarterback. So we took their best defensive player and made him play assignment football. We never blocked him. We optioned him all day. So I think that's something you got to understand. That you don't need great linemen. We never had to block that kid. We optioned him. So I think that's one thing. And I guess the greatest example of that is Air Force. You ever watch Air Force play? I mean, one year I saw them a couple years ago beat Ohio State in the Liberty Bowl. Anybody ever see that? Remember that game a couple years ago? There's not one player on Air Force that could play for Ohio State. Not one. But they beat them. Because their offensive linemen just knew what to do, were aggressive, and option football made them equal. We're the stranger in town. And I don't know how it is out here in your league, but in our league, we're the only team that runs an option. So they got to get ready. The problem with us now is people want to beat us so bad that they're going to work year-round to figure out a way to beat us. But, you know, we're the only option team they play. So they've got to figure out a way to beat you in a week. Now, I don't know how it is out in your league if there's still a lot of option football left, but I'm just telling you that this is big for us. We're the only team that runs, we do a lot more than that, but we certainly run a lot of option. Okay, now this is not a philosophy talk, man. I'm going to get down to the X's and O's here in a minute. I just want to tell you a little bit about our philosophy of option football. When I went to Syracuse, I was hired by Coach McPherson in 1985. And when I got there for my interview, he wanted to run the option, so that's why he hired me. But he said, tell me your option philosophy. I was ready to draw plays. He said, tell me your option philosophy. I'm saying to myself, what the hell is our option, my option philosophy? And as he said that to me, I said some things that essentially are right here. Number one, and this is why the freeze option is so good, better than any option I've ever run. Now, you got to understand, I've run option all my life. I've run a wishbone, I've run a split back veer, I've run a trap option, I've run a speed option, and I've run the freeze option. This is without question the greatest option for making the defense constrict. The speed option, or the veer, the defense expands. They run to the ball. In this, it's just the opposite. The defense constricts. You force the defense to constrict on the fullback. Now, we've played with a lot of different type of quarterbacks. We've played with kids who run 4-4, and we've won with kids who've played 5-0, who run 5-0, because the defense doesn't run to the ball. They constrict. And that's what the freeze option will do. But you have got to make the defense believe that they're going to get beat by the fullback. That's the key. You've got to make the defense believe that they're going to get beat by the fullback. Now, the other thing that we do a lot of, and I think you have to do today, is you have to find a flank. You have to use motion. You have to use shifts. You got to use tight end trades to find the softest perimeter. Once you find a formation that you can get them in where they're soft and they're going to play in a perimeter that has them outnumbered, that's when you go to town. And we're going to use motion, and we're going to use a lot of different things to get that accomplished. Okay? Number three, you got to use the play action passes off the option game. I don't know how you could ask your split receivers to block defensive backs and hard corners and strong safeties unless you're going to throw the play action pass to complement that block. It's just impossible. And we have made a commitment to throw it about 7-8 times a game. And I promise you that you're going to be able to block the perimeter, because those defense, they're to the point with us, men, they're playing the play action pass right now. Every time we come down the line, the defense plays the play action pass. They're scared to death of it. That has allowed us to run the option. Okay? Now that, you know, it's taken us a lot of years to get that done, but it's done. We haven't had as much success last year as we did with the pass, but the option's been better. Because I promise you, against a hard corner, that hard corner sees our quarterback come down the line, he's sinking. That's where we are right now in our offense. So you got to use the play action pass or to put them in a pass run bind. If they play the pass, you're going to kill them with the option. If they play the option, you're going to kill them with the pass. That's simple. And you got to have that philosophy. And you got to be committed to it. Now, the staff must be united behind option football. and you must be practice time to it. Now, I'm just going to tell you this. This is not like putting in the toss sweep. Okay? This is not like putting in the toss sweep. You're going to have to commit practice time to this thing. Now, you're talking to a guy that runs about 7 or 8 different power plays. We run about 5 or 6 different options. We throw a drop back pass game. We throw a screen game. We throw play action passes off the power game. We do a lot of things. But we will always commit practice time to the option, and most especially the freeze option. Okay? We like it because we run an offense. We just don't run a bunch of plays. I think that's the greatest thing we do. Everything fits together. If the tackle jumps up the field, play the quarterback, we're going to run a trap. If they close the tackle, play the trap, we're going to run the option. If they play the strong safety up to play the option, we're going to throw the pass. If the strong safety comes back to play the pass, we're going to run the option. If they pursue like a son of a gun to the option, we're going to run a reverse. Everything fits together. And it's easier to call plays that way because you're running offense. You're not running a bunch of plays. And I think that's something that's important. Okay, we run multiple options. We run a triple option. We run a load option. We run a counter option. We run a bunch of options. But the reason we do that is because we've got to be an option team. If they take away the freeze option, we're going to go to another option. And the greatest option to run with the freeze option is the triple option. Because if they start jumping the tackles up the field to start playing the quarterback, you start handing the ball off, you got something done. You get something done quick. All right, get the ball in the perimeter of the defense. We're going to make the defense defend the whole field. We're going to make the defense defend the whole field. If you don't run an option today, man, I don't know how you get the ball in the perimeter. The toss sweep isn't an outside play. I don't know how you get it out there. But we're going to make people defend the whole perimeter. Okay. Now, that's the philosophy, and I think you need to start with that to find out what's important. Now, let me just show you our formations here. Okay, if you ever watch this play on television, you'll see that formation is our number 1 formation. Okay, that formation is our tight end is flexed 10 yards from the tackle. Okay, right here. Our X receiver is 7 yards from our tackle. That's our Z receiver on the line of scrimmage, 5 yards from our tight end. What this formation does, man, it breaks down 8-man fronts. You still see 8-man fronts out here? Anybody see any 8-man fronts still? 4-4s. I mean, it's coming back if you play Washington defense. It does a tremendous job of breaking down the 8-man front. It also does a tremendous job in the 7-man front. If they want to play too deep, they got to walk a guy out there. Okay, they got to walk a guy out there. And that's been a success for us. The ability against 8-man fronts to get them in a 6-man box, the ability in a 7-man front to have their outside linebacker walk out if they play too deep. For example, if they got to play too deep against us. They need a hard corner here because we're going to run the option down their throat if they don't. So they got to play a hard corner. Now with this formation, in order to keep that guy from being uncovered at 10-yard split, they got to take a guy and walk him out there. So we have reduced them to a 6-man box. Okay? Now against the 8-man front teams, okay, 8-man front teams, what happens in an 8-man front is they got to make a serious decision what to do with these guys. Okay, if they're like that, okay, your quarterback can read that very easy because the free safety has got to come over and cover that tight end. Okay, now your quarterback can read that. And all you need to do is have a simple check of have a pass and the option call. That's all you need. And your quarterback can read it. Now what happens is you start throwing some dinky little pass here. Eventually they get tired of it. They're going to walk that guy out and play 3 deep. Well, when they do that, they're no longer an 8-man front. You got him now. Now you got him. So that formation alone has really helped us tremendously in establishing both the power game inside and the option game in the perimeter. We have done a better job running the power game in this formation than we do with two tight ends. Because they spread out, you get a mismatch inside, and it's been real good for us. Now, we like this formation here. We'll go twins open. The reason we like this is some teams will play field defense. They'll play like an eagle to the field, so it'll look like this. Now, we'll run the option right now away from the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to run the option in here now. And here's what we like about it. We got our tight end on a corner. We got a tight end on a corner. Now, in our league, that's a 240-pound guy against a 180-pound corner. In your league, it's probably a 160-pound corner against a 215, 20-pound tight end. So this has been a great advantage for us, this formation. You get a mismatch. Okay, you get a mismatch there that's been really good for us. Okay? The other formation that we use a lot, now this is running the same play now. Same plays, different formation. The other play that's been real good for us in option football formation has been the unbalanced twins. Okay, unbalanced twins. Okay? Now, what's happening here is that if you're an option team, you're going to start seeing robber coverage. Anybody see robber coverage? We'll take that free safety and start running him to the alley. Now, what we like about this formation with unbalanced twins, and we'll motion to this too, is now we get another guy on that robber. Now we got 3 people to block 3 in the perimeter. So we really like that thought process. The other thing we like about it, it's great against squat coverage. I don't know if you see that 3-on-2 squat. Like a strong safety, corner, free safety over the top. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, we like this again because now you can get 3 people on 3. He's there, he's there, he's there. They no longer have an extra man. So we really like that against squat coverage and against robber coverage, that formation. All right? Now, quickly, let me move on here. Excuse me? Yeah. It can be a tackle or it can be a tight end. Now, we'll most of the time when we're doing this kind of stuff, we're going to have our tight end there. When we're doing some zone option stuff or some power stuff, we'll put our tight end backside. We run a great zone option there with our tackle there. We'll zone off and knock people back. And that's been awful good for us. So we'll put the tight end here, tackle there, tackle there. And that has allowed them against man coverage, too. The other thing it does in man coverage, it puts a guy covering that guy. And they put 2 guys covering here. They have no quick support in man coverage. So that's something I would urge you to look at. Okay? All right, now, that's unbalanced twins. The other thing I want to mention to you quickly here is tight end motion. We'll line up in our split formation there with our tight end flexed. And the reason he's off the ball is that we're going to motion the tight end. And I believe that motion is a tremendous, tremendous advantage to you here. What's going to happen is, say they're like that in a 3-deep zone, okay, with a, I don't know how much, 50 cover 3 you see, but 4-3 cover 3, whatever. But they're going to line a strong safety up to the tight end. Now, here's my point. When you motion the tight end, they're going to have to do one of 2 things. They're going to run the strong safety over, or they're going to invert the safeties and switch. But while they're doing that, you've got to understand the option responsibilities change. Who's got the quarterback? Who's got the pitch? Who's on the dive? You know what I mean? That's all got to be coordinated. Now, as you motion this guy across, and now you come back with the option this way. That guy's playing 3-deep corner. They don't have a hard corner anymore. So you have a chance, again, in that situation to get that done there. Okay? The 2 tight ends, has helped us against this kind of team, an unbalanced Eagle team. That has really helped us against that type of team. We have really done a good job with two tight ends attacking that side. They are really vulnerable right there to a lot of things. Our zone option right there would be one thing that we would attack them with. So we like two tight ends as another possibility. All right, now that's the formations here. Okay, now let's now talk about the specifics of the freeze option. Now, the thing that's different about the freeze option is that our fullback is deeper than most. We're doing this from the I formation. Our fullback is deeper from most. Our fullback's hand is at 5 yards. Okay? From the front tip of the ball. That is deep. Our fullback's hand is 5 yards from the front tip of the ball. His toes are about 6.5 yards from the ball. Our tailback's toes are 7.5 yards from the front hip of the football. Front tip of the football. So our fullback is going to be deeper. And I'll explain that as we get into the midline mechanics here. Let me put this up here in these midline mechanics. I'm going to run out of here for once. I'm going to come right back here. Okay, this is the key. What I'm going to show you right here, man, I want you to write this down. If you have any interest at all in the freeze option, I'm going to show you the film right now. Okay? But I want you to get this down here right now, and then I'm going to get this on film for you. Once I'll be right back. Don't move. I gotta go to the bathroom. Right on the corner. Right back. Oh, he is? Uh-oh. I want to show you this on film. I have my football here to give you a demonstration. I'm trying to take my sweater off here. Now, I want to show you this. Now, if you have any interest at all in this offense, any interest at all, you've got to get this part of it down. This is more important than the blocking. It is more important than anything else you're doing, believe me, from years of experience with this thing. Now, let me just try to, I'm a terrible athlete, so this is going to help you here. The first thing our quarterback does, and I have a great picture of this on the film here. The first thing our quarterback does is he's going to seek the ball from center. He's going to take the ball and put it right, bring it right to his stomach, right here. He's going to take the ball, put it right to his stomach. Now he's going to take a deep reach step. If I'm going to go freeze option to the right, I'm going to take a deep reach step with my right foot and a gather step with my left foot. So it's going to look like this. And I'm going to extend the ball back. Extend the ball back. So it's going to look like this. Here. Now, say the coach right here is the nose man. Look where that's the guard right there, right? I am all the way back over here. Deep reach step, gather step. Now, the reason I'm doing this, okay, is that the fullback, his nose is running for the brown spot of the offensive center. He is running right smack on the midline. He is not running for the near cheek of the guard. He's not running for the guard center gap. He's not running for the near leg. He is flat out running for the brown spot of the center. That's why those two linebackers right there constrict. There is no flow. You have not created any flow with the defense. The defense is seeing the fullback run the same spot on the trap option, the pass, the reverse, and 1,000 other plays that we run off this same action. Okay? So the fullback knows brown spot of the center. Now, in order to let the fullback have the midline, the quarterback now must step back and extend the ball so that the fullback can take it and run right out of the midline. The biggest mistake, now we have over 400 high school coaches come to our campus every spring, and they want to learn about this offense. And college coaches, they all come. And then they come back the next year. It's like I sold them a used car. You know, it's like there's a warranty on the thing. They come back and say, what's the problem? And I see the film. It's always the same. The biggest problem is the quarterback is never off the midline enough. He gets out of the mesh too quick. And it just doesn't work. Now, let's just go over these points. Okay, accept the snap, seat the ball. All right, deep reach step, extend the ball back. Now, I am in this position right here. Now, here's the key. You ride the ball from the back, your back hip to the front hip. Okay, back hip to the front hip. You snap, you push off this foot now. You now will snap the ball back right here. You're going to run to the outside leg of the guard, and now you're going to plane downhill and attack the outside backer's outside shoulder. Now, the beauty of the freeze option now. I ran the trap option for years, okay? The trap option was like this. I don't know if you remember the trap option. It started in Missouri with Al Onofrio. How many people remember Al Onofrio? This is going way back now. Yeah, that's where it started now. This is amazing. Then it went from there to Colorado, and Colorado went to East Carolina, and then East Carolina, they started over there. But the freeze option kind of started in East Carolina. But Al Onofrio had a lot to do with the trap option. Make a long story short, in those days, it was like this. You'd come back this way, here, now you'd snap your head around, boom, that crash end, it hit you right in the face. The beauty of the freeze option is that now, let him crash the end. Look where you are. He comes right now, you can pitch it. So you don't have to worry about that quarterback getting stuck in the ribs with the crash end. So as the quarterback reaches the ball back, he gets his eyes right now on the outside backer. Ride the ball from the back hip to the front hip. Now, as I'm stepping back, I'm 1.5 yards off the line of scrimmage now. This is different. All those years you're running the veer and you're into the line, you know, this is different now. You're 1.5 yards back. And what happens is, Coach, can you stand up for a second? Say the coach here is the outside backer. Come here a little closer. Just turn your shoulders this way. All right, you're right. Stay right there. All right, now, let me show you the difference here. When I ran the veer, we ran the veer for 10 years. We'd ride the ball into the inside veer here, and we were always taught to attack the turn your shoulders. That's it. Always taught to attack the inside shoulder. Okay? And that's the way you had to do it because you're into the line so much. Now with this offense, okay, look where I am. I'm going to go right to the outside leg of the guard, and now I'm going to run right for his outside shoulder, right now. Right here, and I'm going to get it pitched. Now the reason we do that is that I don't want that feather end kind of slow play me like you were there. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, I see he's a feather end. No, don't keep your shoulders square. Outside leg of the guard. Now, he starts to feather me. What is the quarterback's first inclination right there? Duck up. I don't want to duck up. I want to get the ball pitched. I'm going through all this trouble to get the ball in the perimeter, and now the quarterback, they slow play you, and you make 2 yards. Big deal. By running to the outside shoulder, okay, what this does, it allows you now with that action to get it pitched. Now, don't be mistaken. If he's ridiculous with the thing, I'm going to run. The other thing that happens to us on our practice field when you run for the inside shoulder, now turn your shoulders like you were. On a scout team, sometimes a scout team end will do this. If you run here and you pitch it here, he'll bat the ball. Has that ever happened to you? That's happened to me in practice. by running to his outside shoulder. Now turn your shoulders. Turn your shoulders toward me. Boom, that doesn't happen. See what I'm saying? So that's why we like it. And the third thing, in college, that guy may have the pitch, but he's trying to buy time for you. By running to his outside shoulder right now, run up and play the pitch. See, I can do that. It shows quicker. Now that's a lot, but those things are important. Okay, any questions there? Okay, now, ride ball from the quarterback's back hip to the front hip. Don't let that slip by you now. I'm telling you right now, you have got to spend time in the mesh. From that little ride right there will make the linebacker suck. I'm telling you. Too many guys that run this offense, I see their film, and it makes me sick. They do this. And our quarterback does it sometimes. It's not this. It's a ride. It's the back hip to the front hip. Now snap the ball back in. Now these mechanics, I'm starting with the option with you right now. Okay? And then the trap, we don't have a lot of time for the trap, but obviously we're going to make the trap game go. Okay, now, I'm going to skip over the trap and the dive. I'm going to move right to the option. Now, the whole thing with the option is that we're going to put this tackle. You see, this is where the trap option started against the 50. We're going to put that tackle in a conflict of interest. If that tackle closes on the trap, you'll kill him with the option. If that tackle jumps up the field to play the option, you're going to kill him with the trap. He can't win. So what I'm trying to say is that's the beauty of this offense. Okay? Now, I'm going to block this against all fronts, but it's best against the 50. I mean, you can understand the concepts better against the 50. Okay, the front side tackles rule is inside. The tackle is going to rip inside and run a railroad track to that linebacker. Now, there's one of three things that can happen with that tackle. And this is the only three things that you have to coach against a 4-technique tackle or a 5-technique tackle. Okay, only one of three things will happen. Number one, they pinch the tackle on a predetermined pinch. That's the first thing that they're going to do to stop your trap. Now, as your tackle rips inside, he sees that guy right there, he's going to wash him down. That is the single best thing that can happen to your play right there. What the tackle's got to do on the snap of the ball, he's going to step with that inside foot, rip that arm back, and rip it. And just wash that tackle down. He's running a railroad track. That is the single best thing that can happen to you, right there. Okay? The second best thing that can happen is just situation one. Situation two, they jump the tackle up the field. They loop the tackle out. So the tackle's rule is inside. The first man on or off the line of scrimmage to his inside is the linebacker. He will come right now and smash that linebacker right in the mouth. He is unimpeded. That linebacker is in trouble right now. Your tackle will hit him upside the head. Okay? The third thing that will happen is what happens the most. And that's as that tackle inside releases, this tackle jams him. And that's the thing that you got to coach. Come on up here, coach, if you could again. Get over and be a defensive tackle. All right, now, move over just a little bit here. I want to use this coach here. That coach right here is the inside linebacker I'm trying to get to. Okay, just step up right here. All right, now that's great. Now, I am trying to take a railroad track, and this is what's great about this offense. Your linemen run tracks. They run tracks. They don't have a guy, well, I got him here, here, or there. It's none of that. They run a track. I'm running a track to that linebacker. Now, as I step right here, he slants across my face. Boom, I'm going to take him down. I'm going to wash him down. That's the best thing that can happen. Okay, the second thing that can happen, he jumps outside. Boom, boom, I'm going to hit this sucker right in the mouth. I'm running a track. Okay, the third thing that happens, he's going to get his shoulders, hands on me here. As I step here, he's going to jam me. Now look, here's the technique. This off arm now has got to be used as a weapon, and you got to take it and you got to block this guy to that guy. You got to block the tackle to the linebacker, and the thing you can't do is you can't give up, and you can't take the path of least resistance. As you step here, boom, this guy's too strong. Whoa, ease up. I'm running the clinic here. All right, now, I'm right here. Must be a defensive coach. How the hell did he get in here? All right, now, I'm going to take this shoulder. I'm going to be here. Now, what you want to get done here is this. You want to drive him into that linebacker. That's what you want to get done. You want to block him into the linebacker. Now, what's going to happen, you don't realize, is that linebacker isn't going anywhere. That fullback running the midline is going to hold him enough that if you believe and hang in there, you'll get him. Now, what they want to do, here's what your kids are going to want to do the first day. They're going to want what I call take the path of least resistance. They're going to step here. Now, get jammed. Go ahead, jam. They're going to want to try to get it at this angle. This guy wins. You get nothing done. You've got to try to stay square and get that guy blocked. Okay, any questions there? All right, we'll get you back up in a minute. So, this is situation 1, situation 2, situation 3. With a 4 and a 5 technique, that's what you got to coach with your tackle. Okay, any questions? Well, I'm going to come back to that in a minute. All right, here we are back with the rest of the rules. Where are my rules here? Okay. Front side guard. His rule is on inside. Well, he looks up, there's nobody on him right there. See it? There's nobody on him. So he's going to block the first man on or off the line of scrimmage to his inside, which is going to be the nose man. So he will block down on the nose. Now, we're not coaching him any different than you are. If that hip stays there, you block it. If that hip goes away, you come up to the backside backer. That's all it is. Now, the center's rule is backside gap. Where is the backside gap, man? That is the backside gap. Now, how many people here run the counter tray where the guard and tackle pull on the backside? Anybody run that play? Okay. This is the same technique that we do here with our center. The center is going to use a blunt technique. Bend down. Okay, I want to buy a little time, stop the penetration so my guard can hit him. Freeze option right, I'm going to snap the ball, and I'm going to pivot, just like this. Pivot. His foot doesn't move. Boom. Oh, I'm sorry, Coach. Ooh, I'll get a lawsuit here. Boom. All right, now, as I stop him right here, I'm just holding him up enough, and what's going to happen? When I feel the guard come down, then I come back. That's the same exact technique we use on a counter tray versus a head up nose. Okay, now here's the good news about this technique. Say he slants backside. Go ahead, slant. Boom, I wall him off. The key is that foot doesn't move. You just pivot on it. Now he goes this way. Boom. Now let him go. Who's got him? The guard. Now I come backside. Now I also can get that linebacker blitz. That's okay. Hit into me here. Boom. Okay, now I'm going to blunt him. Here comes the backer. I block him. The big thing I'm looking for, though, is the slant tackle. Get over here. Be a slant tackle. Get over there. A little wider. All right, now, he's the slant tackle. This guy will probably go that way. As I turn, here he comes. Boom. I'm going to turn back on the tackle. So that's why I'm going to block. Okay, any questions there? I got the backside gap, whatever shows, and we use that little blunt technique here. Okay, so I pivot on that foot, I turn into him, and I'm looking for that or that. Okay, now, the backside guard is going to pull and seal the hips of the tackle. Now, this is, again, you got to coach this up a little bit. I'm going to read that shoulder, that outside shoulder of that tackle. Now, we tell our offensive linemen, Coach, we'll see you. We're gonna tell our offensive linemen that you have got to seal everything to the inside there. We're going to pitch off the number 3 man. This 3, and we're going to block 4. Okay, but the offensive line is responsible for blocking everything else. Okay, now, the guard pulls. Now, we're off the ball a little bit here, man. We got a 2-foot split. We're off the ball. And we're going to work into the line of scrimmage just like it's a trap. Just like it's a trap. We don't want that tackle to think, well, he's coming a little flatter. It's an option. We are off the ball. We're working right for that guy's outside shoulder, and we're going to read him. Now, let's go back to our situations. Right over here. Okay. Now, I'm this guard. I'm pulling. I'm reading that hip. Okay, the hip goes inside. I know right now we're going to pitch off the end. I'm going to seal. I tell our guys there's a cone. Picture there's a cone, a pane of glass on the outside shoulder of that tackle. You've got to run that track. Run a track through that cone. You run a track through that cone, the shoulder goes inside, boom, you're going to smack that linebacker right in the mouth. And you know what happens with that linebacker? He's not running anywhere. He's not running anywhere because the midline freeze option's holding him. So you got a great chance to seal him there. I'm telling you right now, if they pinch the tackle, I look, and I'm in the press box, we got this play call against a 50 defense. They pinch the tackle, I say right there, I say, we got one. I don't have to say anything else. They can't stop this play. I say, we got one. Because they can't, the minute they pinch the tackle, they're dead. Because your guard will be on that linebacker so fast, it'll be ridiculous. Okay, second situation. There's that cone, that pane of glass I was talking about. The tackle jumps up the field, boom, I got to kick him out now. I got to kick him out. And the quarterback's going to know right now that I can't get to the option key. I can't get to the option key. So he's got to understand right now, when that thing jumps up and I'm trying to get to number 3 to pitch, I can't get to 3, so I duck up inside and try to break back out. Understand what's also happening here. This linebacker's blocked, so your quarterback will duck up inside right there, and you got a heck of a chance. Now, obviously, what play should we be running right there? We should be running the trap. We should be running the trap if they're playing the tackles like that. We're going to run the trap, and we're going to run the inside veer until they close the tackle. Now, once we get them in situation 1, we win. They won't stop us now. But we're going to run the trap and run the inside veer until that tackle closes. Okay? Third situation. Okay, guard pulls. Now, this is the tough one. Come on up here, Coach. I need your help again. This is the one your guard has to have a little judgment. Coach, can you come on up for a second? Come on up here and be a offensive lineman here for me. I know the coach here won't play offense. He's a defensive specialist here. I'll back up just a little bit. All right, you're going to inside release here to that backer. So you just take an inside step. No, that's with your inside foot, Coach. Okay, there you go, right there. Bend down. Okay, you're going to get your hands on him square there. Okay, now I'm the guard. As I pull, this is the picture that I'm seeing. I'm seeing my tackle, and I'm working into the line now. I'm seeing my tackle getting squeezed. Now, Coach, I want you to take 2 steps inside, and I want you to close with him. Okay, go ahead. 1, 2. Good, right there. Keep going. Squeeze a little. Right, that's good, right there. Now, I'm the guard. When I see that tackle close like that, I'm running my track to where that cone was. He's down far enough, I'm going to go right to the backer. You know why? He's going to think it's a trap. He's down that far, he's going to ride him, he's going to play the trap. Now, I want you to do the same thing. So the guard makes a judgment. Let's do the same exact thing we just did. One more time. So in the guard's judgment right now, he's saying, oh, he's down far enough. I'm going to come right to the backer. All right, now, what they do, though, is he'll take 1, 2 steps down and squeeze with him and then jump back out. Now, watch what happens here. Okay, ready? Go. 1, 2. Now, here comes the guard. Boom, I got to log him now. Now, look what happens. Now, what does this guy got to do, though? Keep fighting. He's got to block who? The linebacker. That's why I keep telling the tackle, don't give up on it. You be the guard, now I'll be the tackle. No, you be the guard. You be the guard, Coach, because this guy's a defensive specialist. Come here. All right, now, bend down here. All right, look, here's what I'm telling now. Boom, I'm here now. He's jamming me. Go ahead, keep coming. Now jump off him. Ah! See, I got to keep going. I got to strain. I got to get to the linebacker. Okay? Now, this is not complicated, but that's what you got to coach if you play a 50 defense. Okay? All right, now, come on. I want you guys are great. Come on up here. I need you again. Let's talk about the backside tackle. Get over here. I'm the backside tackle. Get over here. You're over here. Coach, can you be our end over here, please? Okay. Now, this is the backside tackle. You're on defense now, Coach. You just got traded. All right, now, bend down. You guys bend down a little bit. Okay, now, I'm the offensive tackle, the backside offensive tackle. Don't move. Don't move. Let me put my rules back up here. Okay. Backside tackle's rule is funnel. Now, I want you to see the problem you got here. Okay? That end can come. This is not like the split back veer now. That sucker will get your quarterback right in the back. Okay, look. Look at the difference now. I'm running a split back veer in the old days. Okay, I'm right here. Boom. Look at what that end sees now. See that? He runs this now. You don't think you can get that kid in the back? He'll get him right in the back. So what you've got to be able to do with this tackle is you got to buy some time. What's that center doing? He's blocking back on that tackle. So what's going to happen is I want to deliver this tackle to the center. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to power step inside. Boom. Just like a pass block. See, I'm up high. Boom, I slant down. Go ahead, keep going. Right here. Now, who's going to come back on him? The center. Now, here he comes. Now, once I feel the center take him, boom, I'm going to hinge back on him. Funnel. Okay, one more time. Okay, go. That's all it is. That will protect your quarterback's backside. One little coaching point. Make sure that this tackle has a big split. Because you know what's going to happen? You'll see it on our film. He's going to bank right into the quarterback. It's going to happen. It's going to look stupid, but it's going to happen. Make sure the backside tackle has a big split. All right? Now, what happens is sometimes they don't slant. They loop him outside. So now I step inside, go. Now I just turn back. He'll drop off. The other thing, have that linebacker can blitz. Ready, go. Now the center's going to block him. I'll stab him and then come back late for him. Okay? Any questions? That is the blocking scheme. So it's going to, thank you, man. So it's going to look like this. Here, deliver him to the center, then come back for the hinge. All right, now the fullback, we've gone around and changed this a little bit with the fullback. When I started coaching this thing in 1985, 84 actually, we were telling the fullback in 1984, come through the mesh and you've got the backside linebacker. Okay, we don't tell them that anymore. Don't write that down, please. We don't tell them that anymore. What we tell them is this. You run for the brown spot of the center on the midline. You roll over the ball. You get a great mesh. And you get tackled by the backside linebacker. There's a big difference. We used to tell a fullback to block the backside linebacker. We don't tell them that anymore. We tell the fullback, you roll over the ball. You run over the ball into the line of scrimmage with your pads down. Sell the mesh. That will make that backside linebacker come on you like a bee on honey. He's going to come on you and tackle you. If you come out of the mesh like this, high, that ain't going to sell anybody. You've got to roll over the ball. And I'm telling you coaching points that in 10 years of running this play and watching cut-ups that we've run, the number one criteria of a great option play for us in a freeze option, when our fullback has his pads down and he's running that midline, he's going like a freight train, that goddamn backside linebacker will tackle him. That's what you want. When he's high, makes a lousy fake, lousy roll over the ball, it ain't going to work. It's not going to work. So don't come back to me next year and say, hey, Coach, the play doesn't work. Let me see your film. Fullback not rolling over the ball. Quarterback's not back off the midline. Fullback's not at 5 yards. What I'm trying to tell you is the longer this mesh takes place, the greater the constriction of the defense. You don't want to get out of the mesh fast. You don't want to get out of the mesh fast. Okay? Now, tailback. Let's talk about the tailback. On the snap of the ball, the tailback does not move. The tailback freezes. That's what, hence the name freeze option. Okay, the people at East Carolina back in the late 70s, early Wichita State, Willie Jeffries, Larry Beckish, those guys over there, 1978, invented this play. The tailback on the snap doesn't move, just stands there. So think what you got now from a defensive standpoint. You got the fullback running right for the brown spot of the center. He's giving the defense no flow. The tailback is not moving. The tailback is not moving. So the defense gets no flow from him. So that's what I'm talking about. I've been coaching option football for 26 years in college. This is the greatest option I have ever seen for making the defense constrict. And if they constrict, you got a chance to get the ball in the perimeter. Okay, any questions? Now, as the tailback freezes, he's looking at the quarterback's footwork. When the quarterback's second step hits the ground, he goes into pitch phase. So 1, 2, then the tailback goes. So he's sitting there watching that footwork. Second step hits, boom, then he just goes. And he's going to maintain a 5 by 5, 5 yards in front of, 5 yards in back of pitch phase. Okay? So that is the tailback. All right, any questions there? All right, now if I can get this film, I'm going to now go to blocking schemes. If I can get this film, I hope I can, going on and off. I want to show you the midline drill that we use and the midline mechanics. Oh, I guess we're going to leave it like that, huh? Okay. Let's see what happens here. I hope I can do this with you. All right, now, let me just... Okay, let's watch the midline mechanics here. This is a good drill that we use to teach the play. I'm going to try to pause it here if I can. They don't have a thing, huh? Okay. You see the quarterback right here? Watch the quarterback get his feet parallel. Deep reach step, parallel, good mesh. Here's the outside shoulder, attacking the outside shoulder. Watch the tailback freeze. Now he goes. Now we have a bag in back of the fullback, so we won't take a false step. Watch the bag behind the fullback here. See how the fullback rolls over the ball, runs through the line of scrimmage, take it to the outside shoulder. Here's another one. Great extension by the quarterback there. This is our quarterback this year. He'll be our quarterback this year. See how the ball is ridden back? Quarterback, watch the quarterback ride the ball from the back hip to the front hip here. Just that. Now watch it in the game. Now this is a lousy play, but it's great midline mechanics. Watch the quarterback. I think the fullback, it's good, real good job here with the quarterback. Not good with the fullback. Fullback is doing what? He's up too high. Doesn't roll over the ball enough, and he's trying to make a block. He's got to roll over the ball more. Okay, now here's a couple of midline traps. I'm not going to talk much about the trap, but I just want to show you how the play fits in here. There's the use of motion. This is the play you got to establish first is the trap. And then you're going to see the option later on. I'm going to put some blocking schemes up there, but I want to give you a little feel of the trap. And I'll spend time with you after I'm done if you want to talk about the trap. The trap average for us, it's been averaging about 6 yards a carry. The option average is about 7. Watch the trap here. We don't block the front side linebacker because he plays the option. It's a heck of a play. If you got a fullback that you want to find a way to get him the ball, this is a heck of a play. It all looks the same. The trap, the freeze option. Now watch the linebacker play the option. Look, this is what I'm trying to show you here. Watch this. Watch this linebacker right here, the front side linebacker. Look at him run outside. We run the best traps late in the game. We don't run the trap till about the second quarter. Because they start playing the option. Watch this linebacker. Four-three. Look at how they removed the linebacker here in the 4-3, right there. See how you get him the 6-man box with that formation? That's what I'm trying to tell you. This formation has merit for you. Look at it. See what they do? They got to play too deep, so they got to walk a guy out on the inside receiver. Look at that. You got him in a 6-man box. Now you can work him inside. Now you can work him inside. Sure. We're influencing the guard there. Anytime we're covered, we like to influence the guard. Here's a good picture again of the front side linebacker. Watch this. This is an Eagle defense. Watch the front side linebacker take one step outside. He can't get it. We don't block the front side guy. Let him go. He'll play the option. Watch it from the end zone here. The tight midline is what does it. The fullback being at 5 yards is key, man. I'm telling you. You're not going to like it. Now, we run a dive off the same action now. We don't pull the guard. We run just a midline dive. We run a midline dive here. You can see it against an Eagle defense. We double team the Eagle tackle. It's almost like a wedge. It's almost like a wedge. It's great against the 50. How many guys are still seeing some 50 defense? Anybody see it? We don't see it at all anymore. But this is a great play against the 50. You'll see the double team right here. Watch this linebacker play the option. See him play the option? You start running this in the second half when they're chasing your option. This is when you get the big plays off the trap and the dive. Here it is against the 50. We love this against the 50. Read the nose man. Watch the fullback read the nose now. Midline dive. Now, it don't look like much. That's an 8-yard play right there. The linebackers, watch us take inside attitudes on everybody. Fullback will read, see the nose is shaded left, cut behind him. And this is a heck of a deal here. Now, here we are with a 4-eye. This is a 4-eye tackle. We're going to fold it. The guard's going to turn out, tackle's going to block the backer. Midline dive. So we got the midline dive and we got the midline trap. It's a great way to get the ball to the fullback quickly. It's like the split back veer dive in the old days. There's the fold. It's a quick hitting play. Okay, let's get on the blocking schemes now. Any questions? Any questions on the, I know that's quick on the trap, but I don't have enough time. All right, now, I want to get to the game planning, but I want to go through this blocking scheme now. All right, let's see how much you paid attention here. Let's go over the blocking schemes now. Here's the 5-2. Okay, you guys tell me. Where's this tackle going right now? Freeze option right. Inside for who? You're going inside for the backer. Where's he going? On inside, he's going for who? Nose. Where's he going? Blunt. He's got that tackler to run through. He's going to read the tackle. Tackle shoulders come down. I'm on the backer. Okay, now I gap seal funnel. I collision that guy there and I hinge there. Okay? Here's the 5-2 slant. What's going to happen now with that front side tackle? You're going to wash him down. Now what's he doing with the nose going away? Where should he go? Backside B. Where's he going to go? He'll take the nose. Backside gap. Where's he going? He'll go get the backer. He's going to come there. Okay? Eagle defense. Little different situation now. Where's his rule? Inside. Where's he going? Now with a 5 technique, he's probably going to stay outside, right? On inside, where's he going? On backside, where's he going? Or backside gap, where's he going? Going right to the tackle so you can pull your guard. Anytime the backside guard is covered, your center's got to block back so the guard can pull. Now, what we'll tell our guard here is you're probably going to go and log the 5 now. You're going to log the 5 now. Again, if he doesn't cooperate and starts jumping up the field, what should you be running? Trap. Trap. Triple option. Now the funnel here is a little different. Collision with the inside shoulder till the center comes back, then what? Hinge. Now you have a great opportunity. Get a big split here. Big split. Great midline mechanics. He'll run right into that guy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big, it's a 2-foot split with the guards. Minimum 3-foot split with the tackle. Okay, that's the Eagle defense. Yeah. I mean, well, you know, some of the zone plays we run, we'll cut the tackle split down to 2 feet, especially against a 4-4. On the midline dive, we'll get our tackle split out to 4 feet. Because we want to stretch those 4 techniques out there on the 50. Yes, sir. That's not, I mean, what I'm saying is 90% of the time we're going to be in 2-foot, 3-foot splits. But then we'll adjust it for certain plays. Now, here's something for you. 4-4s. How many people are seeing 4-4s here? Okay. Now, let's talk about the 4-4. The 4-4, we don't ever like to be in a tight end with the 4-4. We don't. Because these 2 guys are going to be playing games on you. We want to be in 3 wideouts. Got it? That is going to eliminate all these cross charges and all these blitzes. You can identify it very easily. But I'll tell you one thing. If there was one defense that we would like to run this play against, it's a 4-4. Because they have too many people inside your tackles. Now here's what we'll do. We do this a couple of different ways. We do it a couple of different ways, depending on the technique of the tackle here. Now, the first thing we'll do is we'll take this tackle and we'll put him right to the linebacker. We'll take our guard and we're going to rip that 3 technique just like our 50 tackle does. Our tackle does to a 50 tackle. Same thing. Rip through the inside number, hold him up. The center blocks back. The guard comes and logs him, and he goes right to that backer. We funnel the backside tackle to here. The great thing about this play, that linebacker runs through, that fullback's going to hit him smack in the mouth. So you really have got that inside protected well. Now, the reason they're in this defense is for the blitzes. We like it when they blitz. He'll go right to the safety. Now, it depends on what happens with the center. I'm saying the center, the guy's deep enough, this guy runs behind him. We log here. The fullback will run right into that backer. We collision here. We pitch off the end. Now, what we tell our tight end here is this. Number 4 is that guy right there. He's on the line of scrimmage. When we cannot arc block to number 4, we block number 3 and we pitch off number 4. So what we'll tell our tight end is this. Over here, if this guy's off, we'll arc block to him. If this guy's here and we have a tight end, which we don't often, we'll block 3. The quarterback will make what we call a lightning call. Quarterback sees number 4 in the line. He goes, lightning, lightning, lightning. And he'll have that, we'll block 3. The quarterback knows right now I'm pitching off 4. We would like to see that. Now, we're not in that formation much. What we would rather be in is this. Against the 4-4. I'm going to give you a big hint here if you ever see 4-4s. We have a call based on where that outside linebacker is. If that outside linebacker is here, we'll run the option. So it's going to look like this. You might as well forget it. You're going to break the school record for rushing. They cannot hold up like that. They cannot hold up. You're just going to rip them. But you and I both know why they're in a 4-4. They're in there to blitz. Their answer is not better defense. Their answer is pressure, blitz. So what their answer is going to be very quickly is going to be this. And you see how nice and neat this is? You can identify the pressure so much easier. Free safety's got to come over. Right now, all we tell our quarterback is this. Say you call this freeze option 48. And say you had a sprint out pass that you called 70, 72. So we go to huddle, we go flex eye right, 48, 72, check with me, ready, break. We come to the line. If the quarterback feels that this linebacker is blockable by that receiver, the quarterback will go 148, 148. We're going to run the option. If the quarterback feels that this receiver can no longer block that guy, he'll go 172, 172. And now we just go with this. And you can do anything you want, but I mean, it's you got to do this stuff, man. Those two got those two. He's got 3. He's got 4. 1, 2, 3 steps sprint out, quick out, and a hook. And we're going to throw that thing quick. Now, eventually, on rundowns, man, 1st and 10, if you do enough of this and can make some first downs and just get good at this, they're going to get tired of getting beat by man coverage. They're going to go back to this and play zone. And once you get them here, good night, Irene. They're dead. They can't stop the option, and they can't stop the play-action pass. Because the minute this guy starts running up for the pitch, you start throwing that play-action pass in there, there's nobody there. So they cannot stop you in that defense if you're smart. Yes, sir.
Bring it outside back, why don't you just run your free space and run a slant inside 1
Well, yeah, you can, but the problem is the blocking scheme. You got number 4 in the line. Your tailback has to come right downhill and block him. In other words, it's going to have to look like this. The way we block it is this. Those two have those two. The guard blocks him. The fullback's got him. The tailback's got to block 4. You can do that, but I don't think it's as good a block. We'd rather do something quicker. It's blitz. Take advantage of it. don't use play action. The play action fake isn't going to fake anybody now. Here's where the play action fake's going to fake them, when they're in zone. That's when you want to get them. So we would rather go to a 3-step drop of drop back or a quick sprint out. And the thing that you got to do, like I did for years, man, I learned the hard way. I've been coaching college football for 26 years. Okay? I learned the hard way. 8-man fronts, we're going to be macho about it. We're going to line up in 2 tight ends and go knock the crap out of them. Guess what? Guess what? That's just what they want. Spread them out. Spread them out. On first down, throw the ball. Get them off your ass. Then you can run. Then you can run. And that's been our philosophy, okay? I want to talk a little bit. Does anyone know what time it is? What time is it right now? 11:30. Holy cow. I'm late. I want to talk about the game plan here quickly. Let me just show you one couple